How's it going, all you beautiful people? It's your boy Wardy, and as you can see, I got a big smile on my face. And if you're wondering why that is, you clicked on the video, you should be smiling too, at least I hope, because breaking news has come out over the past couple hours at the time of recording this, connecting Pete Alonso, not only the star slugger for the Mets, but the best slugger home run hitter in baseball since arriving in the league in 2019. Most home runs in the game currently, as a matter of fact, since 2019, and how he's currently having extension talks with his club in the New York Metropolitans. Wasn't that long ago we were talking about the unfortunate reports of the Mets potentially trading away Pete Alonso in the offseason. Now we're getting substantial reports from great reporting that I'm about to get into from my good friend, highlighting how, yes, the Mets are already having talks with Pete Alonso. So the question is, how deep are these talks? How likely is an extension going to happen this offseason? What type of time frame are we potentially looking at? What is the contract amount and years going to be? All that and more is what we're about to deep dive. But before we go further into the video, I have to let you all know how you, right now, can enter for your chance to win a WardyNYM signed jersey. Black jersey, pristine auction is where the jersey came from, shout out to them. But this is all because of our great friends and today's video sponsor in Mojo Fantasy. Mojo Fantasy is a DFS app that is taking the game by storm right now, just recently became public, having a lot of my current followers and subscribers playing and enjoying already, which is great. It's legal in over 20 states, and all you need to do to enter for your chance at winning this jersey, no, you don't need to jump through hoops. No, you don't need to deposit $1 billion. All you got to do is click the link in the description, my WardyNYM unique link for Mojo Fantasy, and download their app from said link in the Apple Store. It is that simple. Click the link, download the app, and you are automatically entered for your chance at winning this jersey. What makes this giveaway so great versus, say, doing a normal YouTube channel giveaway where I have over 23,000 subscribers, which I'm beyond humbled and grateful for, but if I'm randomly handpicking one person out of 23,000, your odds aren't nearly as great as this giveaway, in which if we have 50, 100, 150, 250, 1,000 plus people, that number is still far lower than the 23,000. So it's all indicative on how many of you go out of your way to simply click the link and download the app. That is going to indicate how many people are going to do this and automatically enter. Again, the steps are so simple. Just download the app, folks. Tell your friends, tell your family members if they want to get involved. This is the easiest way to win a fantastic WardyNYM signed jersey giveaway today, and that is by checking out my good friends on Mojo Fantasy by clicking the link in the description and downloading their app and the Apple Store today. Do those steps, you're automatically entered, and shout out in advance to whoever wins that we'll be announcing in a couple weeks, and also shout out to Mojo Fantasy for being the sponsor of today's video. Alrighty, guys and gals, I want to know your initial reactions in the comments down below, because for me, you guys knew how much I hated talking about the potential Alonso trade discussions over the past, really around the trade deadline, because you saw the Cubs, the Brewers having interest. Of course, they went nowhere, and with all this turmoil happening in Mets land, with David Stearns now about to lead the helm as their president of baseball operations this offseason, we've had a lot of questions as to what Alonso's future is going to be, and now I can sit back, not fully, but to an extent, and have somewhat of a sigh of relief, because I firmly believe from all the reporting that I'm about to discuss with you that the Mets are very much in the driver's seat on landing Pete Alonso to a long-term deal. Just the question is going to be exactly how long-term and what is the AAV going to be. And this all stems from reporting thanks to my great friend who does a phenomenal job covering the Mets through Fan Nation, which is an affiliate with Sports Illustrated, that being Pat Ragazzo. We've had Pat on the channel. He comes on every offseason, especially around winter meetings, to discuss what's going on in Mets land. And Pat dropped this bomb that, yes, the Mets and Alonso have been in talks. They are right around in line on AAV, which is huge. They are off, however, on the years, which should come as a shock to absolutely nobody. And the best part about the years discussion is usually when you have extension talks, a lot of the times the issue is more so the AAV, the dollar amount versus the years. The Mets already got, in my opinion, the most important factor out of the way. According to this report from Pat Ragazzo, both the Mets and Alonso alike see eye to eye around AAV. What exactly is that AAV? Are we looking around similar deals to the Matt Olsons and the Freddie Freemans of the world? Could it be more than that given his home run rate? Honestly, not sure. I think Matt Olson is going to be a very interesting way that the Mets can view as a potential comp. I think that they're going to probably still have to pay more than what Olson got and more than what Freddie got given the market and all these types of things. I could be wrong, of course, but Pete Alonso, if you're looking at similar contracts, you'd have to imagine long-term, you're looking at those. Alonso wants 10 years. The Mets do not want to go 10. Frankly, I don't blame them for not wanting to go 10. If I'm being blunt, it's just being a rational thinker. Pete Alonso is going to be 29 soon. So if he signs a 10-year extension, that'll expire right around when he's 39. Could he be a dominant home run hitter for the next decade, doing his best Nelson Cruz impression that Nelly did for so long in his 30s? Absolutely. All the potential is there. Even if he shifts, say, down the road from first base to more so platooning in that DH role, whatever you need to do, I think the Mets are going to be able to get that done just fine. However, I understand why they don't want to be right away clicking on a 10-year deal. In my opinion, I bet the Mets are sitting around 7 years, and they're going to meet in the middle around 8 with potential options for 8th with a 9th or 10-year deal. Or maybe they land on a 7-year deal, but there's potential maybe a player option for the 8th and the 9th. There has to be some unique options clauses that we could see there for the final couple years of the contract, and incentives to say if Alonso gets this amount of home runs, plays this amount of games over this period of time, then it'll have him lock in that he will have an additional year or two, whatever it may be. But what I do know is that Steve Cohen and Alonso, Billy Epler involved, they see eye to eye for the most part on dollar amount, and that is always the most important thing. The years should not be the main factor into separating the Mets from landing Pete Alonso on a long-term deal or not. I feel like the Mets have already dealt with the biggest hurdle now with the money, with the AAV, because this is a guy, Pete Alonso, hits the free agent market after the upcoming season, and say he has another 45, 50 home run season, yeah, he's going to be getting a pretty petting in the open market. Maybe the Mets don't want to go there because, say, a team throws him like a 12-year deal. They don't want to do that long-term of a deal here. But here now, between 7 to 10, I think the Mets are going to find that sweet spot. I think Alonso is going to properly negotiate to find that sweet spot, and I'm just excited more than anything because we finally have good news on the Alonso front. For guys you see down below, I've emphasized it enough already. The best home run hitter in baseball since arriving in the league in 2019. No one has done better than Pete Alonso. No one is hitting at a higher home run rate, given the amount of games he's played since entering the league, than Pete Alonso. This season alone, Pete Alonso might just F around and have the quietest 50 home run season in all of the game right now. And the reason why that may in fact be happening is simply because of the downward spiral of a season that the New York Metropolitans unfortunately had. And because of this, there's a lack of focus, a lack of attention on certain players like Alonso, as you see from the stat line down below. Phenomenal season that Alonso has had home run rate rise. Yes, batting average has been down. Yes, WAR, this is actually just below around his worst season aside from the short 2020 year. He's around a 3 WAR, which means he's good for like an additional 3 wins on the season. That's the type of player he is. But usually he's about close to a win higher than that, Alonso, when he's at his best. Last year was his best season in his career, in my opinion. Better than 2019's rookie year. I thought he was the most balanced ever in the 2022 season. 2023, since dealing with the Charlie Morton injury, just hasn't really shown the same flashes on a consistency level, but over around 45 home runs, over 100 RBIs, easily could have 50 bombs this season, right? And he'll probably fall just short at Matt Olson, who's doing insane things in his own right, and good for him, respectively, with the Atlanta Braves. But we know how good of a home run hitter Alonso is. We know that he's a leader in this clubhouse. We know that he is a leader on and off the field. We know how us fans feel about Pete Alonso as quite literally not only being a generational home run hitter, a guy that you simply cannot replace, but 2, a guy that has embodied and embraced what it means to be a Met, that blue collar mentality, that knows what it takes to win, that has the LFGM, whether you love it or hate it. I love it. People call Pete Alonso corny. I call him the love of my life, if I'm being quite frank, because he does everything that I need to have that daily happiness. If you're wondering what that is, that's daily home runs, baby. That's it. You know, Pete Alonso is leading the charge not only for the Mets in the home run rate, but all across the league, universally, year after year. He's either the top dog or in that top 3 right around there. He is just that effing good, and he's not a player that you can allow to slip out your hands, especially because, say, you had a disagreement on, say, like a 2-year difference. That should not be enough. The Mets need to make sure they do right by their homegrown talent, do something that the Wilpons struggled so mightily to do with their homegrown talent, and that is lock up their elite players long term. And it should start here with Pete Alonso. Then it should get on to the younger guys and the Alvarez's. Potentially, if he starts to turn things on, the Beatties, maybe even Ronnie Mauricio's. Like, these are guys down the road that you want to lock up long term the way that the Braves did. But hopefully the Mets can kind of start this trend here with Pete Alonso, even though that, yes, he's already 28. Yes, he's in the peak of his career, right in the prime there. Yes, he's a dominant home run hitter year after year after year. But it's all the qualities that come along with being a dominant hitter that is Pete Alonso. And I firmly believe that next year he's going to have a better year contact-wise. He's going to be able to spread the ball opposite field better once he's fully healthy. You know, has a nice offseason too. I have a lot of good feelings about Pete Alonso heading into the upcoming season, which is crazy to say because we're really critiquing a guy that's basically going to have 50 bombs this year. But again, there's more to just home runs. There's the contact. There's the spreading the ball ability. There's how you're doing with runners in scoring position. All these things factor in. The Mets are evaluating it. And according to this report from Pat Ragazzo, he's uncertain as to how much impact, if at all, David Stearns has had in said negotiations because he's not officially in the president of baseball operations role yet until the offseason begins. However, he may have been having to say, we just don't know to what degree is a closed door. You know, we don't understand that situation fully. Billy Epler's involved. Epler Kepler will stay GM once Stearns is officially in as president of baseball operations. Cohen's been involved in these negotiations. All I know is that the Mets need to lock up their guy. There are very few players and very few things I'm this adamant about making sure that you do not mess this up. And there is no doubting whatsoever that if you allow Pete Alonso to walk, you're messing this up. Imagine if he goes to a rival club, especially. He's going to torment you for the next effing decade. This guy is not only a generational home run hitter for the club, franchise home run hitter at the very least, but he embodies everything that you want to see a New York Metropolitan be. Whether it's the great things, whether it's the flaws, everything. He's human, and he is someone that I love leading the charge, leading the pack of this offense as their home run hitter, and leading the charge in the locker room, always having that positive mentality. The fact that we've heard pundits, schmucks on major radio, you know who you are. I'm not even going to name drop them because they don't deserve the credit at the moment, because all they are is clickbait headlines, because that's the only way that they get attention nowadays. Having the audacity to say that Pete Alonso is a clubhouse cancer, that he's the problem. I don't know what shit you're smoking, but pass that here, because that has to be knocking your socks off, because there's no effing way. There is no way. There isn't a chance, and you know what, that Pete Alonso is a clubhouse cancer for this club. And everyone that has had the audacity to come out and make those kind of comments without any real understanding of the clubhouse, without any real information. I'm sorry, are you speaking to fellow players in the clubhouse? Do you have connections with fellow players? No, you don't. The fact that a schmuck YouTuber like myself has those connections more than you do on major radio is all you need to know. Point being, Pete Alonso is not the problem. He's the farthest thing from it. The Mets need to lock this guy down long term. And I firmly believe that we're going to see that resolution come to fruition in the coming weeks to month with the way that they've already progressed in discussions. The fact that they're already there on the money is huge. Now it's just about negotiating those years, and Pete Alonso should be a Met for upwards of the next decade. When that news officially comes out, we will go live. We'll react to it right away. Be excited. I'll talk about how Pete Alonso can impact the Mets long term and not short term, which is what some people were believing after the initial reports that we saw over the past month or so. So Mets fans, whoever you're a fan of, let me know in the comments down below, guys, how you feeling about the Pete Alonso news, as the Mets look like that they could very well be on the verge of signing Pete Alonso, their home run slugger, to a long-term deal extension as soon as this offseason. What type of exact dollars and years are you looking and expecting to see? What would you like to see, and how are you feeling about this overall? Drop them down below. Thank you guys for the endless support. Make sure to join the Mojo Fantasy WardyNYM jersey giveaway if you haven't already. It's that easy, and I'll talk to you again real soon. Let's go Mets, baby. Peace out.